On April 22, 2025, the serene landscape of Kashmir was shattered by a horrific act of terrorism. Gunmen stormed a popular tourist spot in Pahalgam, killing 26 innocent civilians. Most of the victims were Hindu pilgrims, targeted for their faith. Eyewitnesses recounted chilling tales of the gunmen demanding religious identification before opening fire, underscoring the sectarian nature of the attack. This incident marked the deadliest attack on civilians in the region since 2000, sending shockwaves throughout India and the world. This act of barbarism has cast a dark shadow over the already volatile region of Kashmir. The attack has reignited old wounds and heightened tensions between India and Pakistan, two nuclear-armed neighbors with a long history of conflict. The attack has also raised serious concerns about the stability of the entire South Asian region and the potential for a wider conflagration. The roots of the Kashmir conflict run deep, stretching back to the partition of British India in 1947. The former princely state of Jammu and Kashmir, with its predominantly Muslim population but ruled by a Hindu Maharaja, became a point of contention. This led to the first of 3 wars between India and Pakistan over the region. Since then, Kashmir has remained a flashpoint, with both countries claiming sovereignty over the territory. The line of control, a de facto border, divides the region, with India administering the majority of Jammu and Kashmir, while Pakistan controls Azad Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan. The conflict has claimed countless lives and fueled an atmosphere of mistrust and animosity between the two neighbors. Various attempts at resolving the dispute have failed, leaving Kashmir trapped in a cycle of violence and uncertainty. In the aftermath of the Pahalgam attack, India wasted no time in pointing fingers at Pakistan. Citing alleged cross-border links, India accused Pakistan of orchestrating the attack through the Kashmir Resistance Group. India has long maintained that Pakistan provides material support and safe havens to militant groups operating in Kashmir, using them as proxies in a low-intensity conflict. Pakistan vehemently denies these accusations. It insists that it has no involvement in the attack and condemns terrorism in all its forms. Pakistan maintains that the violence in Kashmir is an indigenous struggle for self-determination by the Kashmiri people against Indian rule. Both sides remain locked in a war of words, each presenting its narrative and dismissing the other's claims. The lack of transparency and independent verification makes it challenging to ascertain the truth. The Pahalgam attack has triggered a series of retaliatory actions and countermeasures, escalating tensions between India and Pakistan to a dangerous level. India responded swiftly and decisively, expelling Pakistani diplomats and recalling its own. India also announced a reduction in diplomatic staff in both countries and closed the Wagah border, the only functional land crossing between the two nations. Furthermore, India took the drastic step of suspending the Indus Waters Treaty, a crucial water-sharing agreement that has been in place since 1960. The treaty, considered a rare example of cooperation between the two rivals, governs the use of the Indus River and its tributaries. Pakistan, in turn, condemned India's actions, calling them provocative and irresponsible. It responded by closing its airspace to Indian airlines, suspending bilateral trade, and reducing its diplomatic presence in India. Pakistan also warned that any attempt by India to interfere with its share of the Indus waters would be considered an act of war. The escalating tensions between India and Pakistan pose a grave threat not only to the Indian subcontinent but also to global security. The possibility of a larger conflict between the two nuclear-armed states is a chilling prospect with potentially catastrophic consequences. The international community has expressed deep concern over the situation, urging both sides to exercise restraint and engage in dialogue. However, with mistrust running high and neither side willing to back down, the prospects for a peaceful resolution appear bleak. The Kashmir conflict is a stark reminder of the volatile and unpredictable nature of the 21st century security environment. It highlights the interconnectedness of regional and global security and the devastating consequences of unresolved conflicts. The world cannot afford to ignore the crisis in Kashmir, for the stakes are simply too high.